Hi, my name is Diana and I spent 2 months backpacking in Colombia as a female solo traveler. In this video, I'll answer 3 questions that people usually ask me about Colombia. I'll tell you about 3 reasons why I fell in love with the country and 3 things that I didn't really appreciate. And at the end, I'll give you 5 recommendations that's supposed to be helpful if you want to travel in Colombia. I'll start the video by telling you where I went and what I did in these 2 months. I went directly to Santa Marta and volunteered for a month in a wonderful place called Costeño Beach Hostel. I traveled around Santa Marta a little bit. I went to a beautiful mountain village called Minca, visited a super hippie town called Palomino, and just enjoyed the coast. From Costeño, I went to Cartagena and spent 3 days there. From Cartagena, I went to Bogota. From the capital, I probably traveled for 12 or 15 hours to see the desert for the first time in my life. It's called Tatacoa and the scenery was mind-blowing. I also explored Salento and saw the tallest palm trees in the world. My final destination was Medellin. I instantly fell in love with Medellin and I wanted to make a separate video about it, but unfortunately I lost all the footage. Horrible. I have few videos about these experiences. They're gonna be in the description if you want to check them out. Now let's start with the things that I did not really like. Locals offer you to buy things all the time. Sometimes they have very elaborate stories to share. One man, for example, was telling us a story of how he was living in the streets of Bogota, addicted to methamphetamine, how some organization saved his life, and how he's selling peanuts now for this organization. Knowing how close to impossible it is to overcome meth addiction, I don't buy this story, but I did buy peanuts because I just wanted peanuts. Anyway, do not be afraid to say a firm no to these people and keep in mind that this is their only way of earning money. Prioritize buying things from them rather than from giant supermarkets. And I'm sorry to say this, but if you have blue eyes and blonde hair, you most likely will be the main target. I don't look like that gringa, so they didn't bother me that much. But once I started traveling with my German friends, every 5 minutes somebody would approach us. So to stay away from dishonest taxi drivers who try to rip you off, I tried to call Uber a few times, but it's weird. It's legal, but also illegal in some sense. The local governments do not want drivers to drive Uber. Don't know why exactly. If you know anything, let me know. But when you call Uber, for example, at the train station, they would most likely, the drivers call you and ask you to meet you somewhere because they don't want people to see that they are picking up passengers. I was also asked to sit in the front seat many times, and if someone had stopped us, I would have to say that the driver was the father of my friend and he was dropping me off at the airport. And now when I'm saying these things, it sounds even more weird, but still felt safe. Like these people just went to work and they had this system that you just had to play along with. I honestly do not mind bugs hanging around. I don't get grossed out or afraid of them, but the amount of mosquito bites I got in Colombia is... Just look at this. Look at my poor legs. I was scratching 24/7. I had hundreds of bites, I swear to God. It was horrible. It kept me up at night and I was scratching 24/7. I just couldn't stop. They've been telling me that it's easy to stop scratching if you control it from here, but I'm not that enlightened and I don't have that superpower. Well, these are only 3 things that I have to share about the things that I didn't really like, and now let me tell you about all the things that I absolutely appreciated in Colombia. But it's cold outside, so I'm gonna go inside. Even though a lot of things in the country are not digitalized, it's very easy to find things and places you're looking for. Commuting from one town to another has never been so easy in my life. The people working in transportation see you with a backpack and already know where you're going, so they literally escort you to your bus. They remember where your stop is and let you know personally that you need to get off right here, right now. I was able to find buses in few seconds after arriving at the bus station, and you can manage this even without speaking Spanish. What I absolutely loved about Colombia is its diverse landscape and nature. Even the climate can change after a few hours of driving. In the north, the beaches are hot and humid, and in the south, the Andes are cold. You experience a huge diversity of flora and fauna in between. According to my guide in Cartagena, Colombia is the most diverse country after Brazil and Costa Rica. There are endless palm trees, coffee plantations, and absolutely scrumptious tropical fruits. Even people are different in different regions of Colombia. They use different slangs, they eat different food, and basically, if you want to experience different places within one country, Colombia is your place to go. The people I met in Colombia were all very friendly and kind to me, especially the people I worked with. They're happy to see you there, and their hospitality is the next level. If you speak a little bit Spanish to them, they also appreciate it a lot. Although the only time where I had a little bit of discomfort was in taxis. But taxi drivers like that are everywhere, you know? And I am really anxious about fighting a middle-aged man in his car in a different country, so I just tried to let it go. Now, when it comes to questions, I got asked these 3 questions over and over again. People find me on Instagram and ask me these questions. I don't know how, I don't know why. The first and obvious one is it safe? And the short answer to that is yes, it's absolutely safe, although I would not travel alone at night. Even with a group, I wouldn't do it. And be aware of pickpockets. Just keep your things close, sealed, maybe covered. I usually have my bag underneath my shirt, so I don't know, trick that has been working so far. The second question is it cheap? And yes, it's absolutely cheap. I think it's the cheapest country I've ever visited. For hostels, I would pay from 10 to 15 bucks. And for menu del dia, which includes a soup or a salad, a drink, and a main dish, it was 6-7 bucks. So is it cheap? I don't know. You tell me. And the third question is it hot? And it depends where you go. If you go to the north where you have beautiful Caribbean beaches, it's hot and humid and full of bugs. And if you go to the north, Andes, Bogota is pretty cold. It was 12 degrees and I was freezing at night. What I usually do before visiting a new place, I just Google average temperature in December in Bogota and then I pack accordingly. Now here are these 5 recommendations that I have for you. Number 1, if you have time and flexibility, go from February to May. The weather is better and the rain season is over, so you get less humidity, fewer storms, fewer mosquitoes, and less wetness outside, so you can go out more. Number 2, please use sunscreen. The sun is very strong and it's not good for you. Cover your head if you feel comfortable with the hat and hydrate a lot. You might think these are health related recommendations, but actually if you follow these rules, you'll just feel better and you'll have more energy and therefore a better trip. That's what I'm all about. Learn a bit of Spanish. In hostels, you're not gonna need Spanish because only travelers go to hostels, people who speak English, but once you step out, you're gonna need to communicate in Spanish. Just learn few simple sentences like how much, how long, how far, how are you, how is this unbearable humidity affecting and influencing your existential dread. You know, keep it simple. Number 4, always negotiate. The price you get is probably doubled or tripled. Make sure they know you know what they're doing and negotiate a little bit as long as you feel comfortable with it. I know some people don't. I'm learning to negotiate. It's been a hell of a journey for me. And number 5, definitely bring cash. You're gonna need cash in 90% of the places and only 10% accept card or credit card or debit card, so make sure you have money with you. Well, basically that's all. I don't have anything else to share. If you want to ask any questions, you can ask down here in the comments, or you can follow me on Instagram and shoot me a direct question, because that's what people have been doing so far. And I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Unfortunately, I do not know when and where, because life got in the way and I have to be in New York for a little while, but hopefully soon. Bye bye.